Right, good morning everyone. Teacher, please pause the video and allow students to take out their textbook. Some of them have left it outside in the locker. Turn to page 189 as well as take out your exercise book. Okay, so now let's go through the question practice now 9 in your textbook that you have done your question 1 and 2. So let's look at question 1 together. Now, question 1 says that I have a closed metal cylinder and the base radius is 3.5 cm and the height is 10 cm. So you could draw a picture of a cylinder and then try and calculate the surface area. So we say that if it's a closed cylinder, as you recap from the last lesson, closed cylinder means you have both the top circle as well as the bottom circle. So the curved surface area will, the surface area of the can will be 2 times the area of circle plus the curved surface area over here. Okay, so let's recap on the formula again. Now area of circle is just pi r square. So I will take pi times radius multiplied by 2 because there's one top and one bottom, as well as the curved surface area, which is a rectangle. And we mentioned the rectangle, the length is 2 pi r, so 2 times pi times radius. And the breadth of the rectangle is actually 10, the height. So by working this out, check that answer is 296.879 and round off to 3SF, 297. Now for the part 2, now they say that they want to remove the lid of the can. So that means there is no more top circle, it's just the bottom circle, so no more top circle. And how do I calculate the paint that is needed? So similarly, I need to find out the area of the circle, but instead of 2, now I only have 1. Alright, and then I add the curved surface area, which is the same as what we have found in part 1. So pi times radius plus the curved surface area, I'll get the painted area, right? Now, so the answer to this will be you want the ratio, right? So the ratio of the painted area over the ratio of the total surface area. Now note that I did not use the 3SF, I used the 5SF number. So it will be 296.87 is to 258.39. Alright, and then I reduce to the lowest term. These two numbers cannot be reduced, so I just multiply by 100 to get a whole number. Alright. Okay, so teacher pause the video here in case the students want to take down any points. Okay, so let's go to part 2 now. Question 2. Now for question 2, it says that the cross-sectional area of a steel pipe. So steel pipe means that it is hollow and it has 2 different radius. So the inner circle has radius 2.1, the outer circle has radius 2.5. So now let's look at the cross-sectional area. Now the cross-sectional area is basically the blue color area, so it's just the area over here. Alright, so how do I find this area? I just take the area of the big circle minus area of the small circle. And because they want it in terms of pi, you notice over here, the pi I didn't key into my calculator. So basically I just press 2.5 square to get 6.25. And I press 2.1 square to get 4.41. Alright. Then in my calculator, I will press 6.25 minus 4.41 without the pi. And that's how I get the 1.84 pi. Okay, so again, curved surface area, now they want internal. So internal means I only take the radius as 2.1. So just take note. So again, the curved surface area is talking about the length, here, and the length here, if you recall again, the length here actually represents the circumference, right? The circumference. And the height here actually represents this the height between the top base area and the bottom base area. So in this case, it will be 12. Okay, so this area will be length times breadth, which is the circumference of the circle times the height. So when I work that out, 2 times pi times 2.1 times 12, I will get 158.33, round off to 3SF, 158. So now they want to find the total surface area of the pipe. So total surface area of the pipe includes 2 base area, 1 top, 1 bottom. So 2 of the base area, plus the internal surface area, which is the answer you found in part 2, as well as the external surface area, which is what we are going to find now. So we just put the numbers down. 2 times 1.84 pi, the answer in part 1, as well as 158.33, the answer in part 2. Now, for the external surface area, you have to take 2 pi r. But because it's external, the radius now is 2.5 times 12. And this is the number that you will get. Add these 3 numbers together, and you will get 358.38. You round off to be 358. Okay, so far so good. Now, so later on, teacher will allow you to do this in class, but now I want you to turn to page 189 and then look at exercise 13C. I want you to do question 4A, B, as well as question 8 in the exercise book. So question 8 is on the next page over here. So this will be due 27 of September. Alright, teacher, please help to pause and let students take down the question. Okay, right. So now next what we want to do is to look at composite shape. So composite shape, look at your textbook, page 191. I want you to write down composite shape means it is made up of 2 or more shapes that is placed together. Okay, so let's look at the first example, work example 10. So it says that this block is actually made up of a rectangular prism as well as a cylinder. Alright, so they want to us to find is to find the volume as well as the surface area. So let's look at the volume itself. Now, the volume can be calculated in 2 different methods. Alright, so method number 1 is that I find the rectangular prism volume first. So the length times the breadth times the height. Then I find the volume of a half cylinder. So the whole cylinder is pi times radius, pi r squared times the height, 32. And then I divide by 2 because it's only half, right? And then what you can do is you can add these 2 together to get the volume of the glass block. Now, method number 2 makes use of prism idea. So the prism here means I need to take the cross-sectional area, which sometimes we call the base area. So let's identify the cross-sectional area. Now the cross-sectional area is actually this part here, which is made up of the area of a rectangle plus the area of a half circle, a semicircle. So over here you take a look, they took 12 times 18, which is the area of the rectangle, plus half times pi times r squared, which is the area of a semicircle. So having done that, you have the area of the base area, then I multiply by the height to get the volume of the block. Okay, so part 2, I want to find the total surface area. Now, total surface area here can be done in also 2 different methods. Now, I'll go through method 1, and then I want you to copy method number 2 in your textbook as well. So method number 1 says, first I want to identify all the area. So you can see I have base area 1, A, which is the semicircle and the rectangle, but there are 2 of such area, one at the front, one at the back. So I'll take 2 times the area of region A, and then area of region B, actually there is the right side, there is one rectangle here, and then left side there's one rectangle here. So you will take 2 times 38 times 18, 32 times 18, sorry, and then I times 2 because there's one left and one right. Now at the bottom there's one base area as well, so I'll take 32 times 12. And lastly, I will add the curved surface area, which is the circumference of a half circle, and then times 12, 32 times the height. So there you go, half times the circumference of a circle, and then times 32. So I work out all these numbers, and then I get the final answer. Now, what is method number 2? Now, method number 2 only works for prism. So because this is a prism, what you can do is you can also take down the base area. So it's the same thing. I will take 2 times the area of region A, which is the semicircle as well as the rectangle. So same thing, I will take 12 times 18 plus pi times radius times radius divided by 2 because semicircle, and then I times 2 because there's one front and one back. Now, plus, the next one will be the perimeter of the base area. So basically, I take this length plus this length plus this length plus this length. So you can see I take 12, 18 plus 12 plus 18 plus the circumference of a half circle over here, and then I multiply by 32. Alright, so I work these 2 numbers out, I will get a 5 SF, and then I will get a 3 SF answer. Okay, so teacher, please pause the video here to let students to take down this part. Okay, so now homework part 2 will be to do practice now 10 in your exercise book that is due on 27th of September as well, the coming Monday. So do question 1 as well as question 2. Now question 2 is a bit different because question 2 require you to take a shape minus another shape. So I let you try first, and then we go through on Monday.